Hello, we're live now. Hello,
Hello, how are you?
are you an African coach living in Europe, Africa, Asia, and you want to become a UEFA licensed coach and you don't know how to go about it? Or maybe perhaps you're a parent of a young footballer that wishes to become the next Ronaldo, Messi, but you don't know how to train them. Guys, I'm here to help you. Welcome to ACM. This African Coaches Matter. This is the only platform where African coaches all around the world get together to discuss and share our knowledge on the issue of coach education, players management, and the challenges African coaches are facing both in Africa and in diaspora. And today I have a very, 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 very special guest with us here. In fact, we have two guests, one from Ireland and one from Jos, Nigeria. So, but before I could go on, I would like to introduce our first guest today. Guys, today I'm so happy to introduce our special guest of honor and speaker, Mr. Ken McHugh. Mr. Ken is a graduate of International School of Politics and Culture. He holds a Master of Philosophy diploma in Peace Study. Hello, and Mr. Ken is also the head of Sport Against Racism Ireland in Dublin. Mr. Ken, you're welcome to ACM, African Coaches Matter.
Thank you.
Thank you. And again, we have our second guest. We have Coach Danladi Musa from Nigeria, Jos. Coach Danladi is a grassroots coach in Nigeria. He has helped and mentored a lot of Nigerian players, international players, to reach their potential. So we're lucky to have Mr. Danladi Musa today on our show. And also we have Tony Ebere. Some of you might have seen Tony Ebere on my show. He's a former Nigerian player. Tony Ebere is the head of Africa Europe International Sporting Management. Tony Ebere is also founder of Street Kid Football in Nigeria, and is also a chief scout manager with Africa Europe International Sporting Management. Guys, it's going to be really, really, really interesting show this afternoon. Thank you, guys. Mr. Ken McHugh, you're welcome to ACM.
Thank you. Thank you.
And Mr. Danladi Musa.
It's good. Yeah, it's good to be here. Yeah.
All right.
Good to be here.
So
Thank you.
Right. Our topic for today is what are the challenges African coaches are facing in Africa in relation to coach education? And again, what are the possibilities of an African coach living in Africa to obtain a UEFA A license in Africa? So we have a lot of things we're going to discuss about. But first, Mr. Ken McHugh, I would like you to introduce yourself to our fans out there and let them hear from you. Thank you so much.
Okay. Thank you. It's good to be here with you all. I suppose in many ways my background is very much in football, but also I work in other sports as well. And I'm a founder member of the organisation Sport Against Racism Ireland. And we, from the outset, we have worked with the sporting bodies here to make sure that coaches from the international diaspora were facilitated, and particularly targeted in terms of football, the UEFA license. We did start off with helping to fund African people from the African diaspora or African people from African heritage to get them into the sport through the Kickstart 1 and Kickstart 2 program that Emeka will be familiar with, and then move up the different levels of coaching up to the maximum level of pro license, UEFA pro license, which is my brother Harry, who again Emeka has worked with, has a pro license. And I have worked with my brother over the years to make sure that young footballers, young trainees from the Africa continent, who are first generation or second generation, got opportunities to join his academy, his football academy, which is an education training board, and again to get them into football clubs up to the highest level in the League of Ireland and beyond. Quite a lot of them have gone away to, once they get their papers, their passports, to give them opportunity to travel around Europe. So my brother would have some players in Italy, in Norway, and then a lot of them in the UK. So that's the kind of pathway that they have. But I'm also interested in looking at how we started to have a program called Sport Aid from Africa to Ireland. So, for example, in East Africa, where the sport of athletics is very highly developed, and in Ghana, where football is also highly developed in terms of the academy system, we have we have um, we have sports practitioners from those countries like Kenya, Tanzania, and Ghana who are over here to work with young people to coach them. So it's a two-way street. It's not just one way. Sport day from Ireland to Africa. It's the other way around. So I want to try and Mecca and myself have been working on this whole idea of having that exchange of coaches from your country, from particularly from Nigeria, and other speaking countries as well. Like my family's from Zambia, so English speaking, where they can come over here and the language is not a barrier, where they can go straight into coach education programs, both here in Northern Ireland, in Belfast, with the Irish Football Association, who are much more open in many ways than to accepting people from different backgrounds. But that's the background, and I work with James Aguilu, who you're probably familiar with, and we set up a program here in Dublin called Insaka Glentoran. Glentoran is a club from East Belfast in Northern Ireland, and we had them over. We brought them down to Dublin to work on this 3-year program, and most of the players that we had were and trainees were from the African diaspora. Now, what we did was in the last 3 years, we've actually transferred that program to Africa. So it's in Abia State, where we have, I think, 40 trainees on our program, and I'm the director, the president of that academy, and James Aguilu is the director of football, and we also have some coaches on the ground there in Abia. Thanks.
Oh, thank you, Ken. That's so great. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Yeah. Thank you so much. Mr. Danladi Musa, can you hear us? Hello?
Yeah, I can hear you clearly.
All right. You had Mr. Ken McHugh. Can we also hear from you, please?
I want to thank you and also thank our guest, Mr. Mike. And I also want to thank Wosu. Believe me, I'm very happy to have this meeting with these great people of caliber. I'm talking in respect of our challenges in Nigeria. We have people with passion that have give in coaching, but most of the challenges we are facing in Nigeria is the issue of knowledge. You can't give what you don't have, and what you don't have cannot improve someone. Coaching is developing talents. If you don't know anything about development, you can't bring out the hidden treasures in the players. So you must have the knowledge in order to have effective players. So one of the challenges we are facing in Africa, in Nigeria, as my country, is knowledge. We lack knowledge. The basic techniques of football, modern techniques of football, we lack it. And it is very important for people like us to come out and cry it out to people like you, sir. How can you come in and help us so that we can develop these young talents that are coming up? I have been in this coaching work for 22 years, and I have coached league sides to a certain level in Nigeria. But even in Nigeria, you can see some of our league sides, they don't have basic education. They don't have basic education, and that is why we cannot produce good team now. We cannot, because we lack basics. So we want you to help us. How can one get this knowledge? how can a Nigerian coach have this knowledge? Where can you come in and help us? We are many. We have coaches association in Nigeria, from the federal level to state and local government. We all have coaches that need to be educated, and they are willing, but we need people like you to help. And how can you come in helping us, please? Somebody like me, I told Emeka, I said, me, I have been reading, I have been studying, I have been doing whatever. I even went back to school to study physical and health education to help myself. So how can you help us, sir? How can you help us so that Nigerian coaches will have basic techniques in coaching? That is our cry, please.
Okay.
All right, thank you. All right, thank you so much. Okay, Mr. Ken.
Well, I just want to ask a question. In terms of Confederation of African Football, which is the equivalent of UEFA, the European UEFA, and they have coaching badges also, but I don't know if you can access them. Is it easy to access the coaching courses in CAF, or do you find it difficult?
So, Mr. Danladi.
Yeah.
All right. Do you hear what Mr. Ken said? How's the coaching education at the moment? With I think with the CAF, right?
The CAF.
Yeah. How is it accessible? And just tell us more about this CAF license. Do you have a CAF license?
Yeah. No, I have basic in coaching education. I have basic.
So what do you mean basic, if you don't mind? Because I think the system
Okay. In Nigeria, we have NIS, National Sports Institute. So we have basic education, which is about 3 to 6 months. 3 to 6 months. We have diploma in coaching education, which is about 9 months to 1 year. You get. So I have basic, which is about 3 to 6 months basic education of coaching. And we also have CAF. We have CAF C and CAF B. But it has been long in Nigeria that CAF C and CAF B, they did not, the program was not, I think it's about 6 years now, 7 years.
6 years.
And we don't know the reason why. We don't know the reason why. So that is just it. That is just it in Nigeria.
My friend Francis Oti from Ghana, the Ghana FA, was head of coaching in CAF. He's now retired, but we discussed this before about the difficulty in progressing coaches through the system. So I was hoping that before he retired, he could make big changes. But I agree, it's really difficult, and it's because Africa continent is so big. You could have a course in Pretoria or in South Africa, and it's so expensive to travel down from Nigeria. So I don't know. It's where Europe it's easy. We just get a flight from Dublin to Berlin. We do the course over there if we want to,
All right, but even Mr. But they can do this course in like in Nigeria or maybe in Ghana, like in Europe. They have countries. They have their own coaching education, like in England over here. Like they don't need to travel.
But I know that I make a point. If you need any like, for example, in UEFA, the Football Association of Ireland is twinned with Croatian Football Association. So they go to a third country. Like I did some work with them in Italy, in Coverciano, in the Italian FA. So they were the hosts, and the two organizations, AI and Croatia FA, met together, and they spent a week together, exchanging ideas. I think that's the kind of thing that you need to do. You need to maybe twin up with another country, maybe Ghana, for example, and then go to a third country to do your badges, your badges. Yeah.
Right.
Maki, can I come in?
Yes, please.
Yeah. I think what Mr. Danladi is saying. I've been always been in Nigeria. I'm a scouting agent, and I have been to the NFF. What Danladi is saying is the problem of corruption in Nigeria. We don't have to put that aside. The corruption in Africa is very high.
Well, yeah.
They select people that's supposed to. They select people for the CAF Cup. Not everybody is allowed to register for the CAF coaching courses, and the money paid is too high. We don't know how much, but it's too much for the grassroots coaches to have it. Even the club coaches, they don't have it. We don't know what the sporting administration, football administration in Africa are doing. They manipulate people. They manipulate coaches. These are things that we have. I want Europeans, the European Union, the UEFA to come inside and see. The FIFA should do something. Because when we talk about developing African football, developing world football against racism, it has to start from Africa. Because Europe is organized. I've been to Nigeria so many times. I even went to the NFF. I've been to Ghana. I've been to even to Kenya. I know how it is there. Nigeria is a big country with more than 200 million population. And we have coaches, but they are not allowed. We have grassroots coaches, we have national coaches, we have federal coaches. What are we talking about coaches when the NIS, the National Institute of Sport, they are not upgraded, they are not updated.
They are not.
So there are a lot of problems. But now we formed some caucus with the sporting the football administration in Nigeria. They said, "Oh, this is FCAN, this is coaching this, coaching this." The diploma is not recognized by the CAF. Even some of the CAF, even some of the awarded certificate of CAF, it's not recognized in Africa, within Africa as a whole.
So you guys have private. You have private instructors, coaching instructors coming to Nigeria to coach you.
That is why we said we need a private instructor, a private European coaches that can introduce seminars. And you see the turnout of people, how they come out. So that is it. Before African coaches can develop, before the league can be developed, we need an educational coaches and experienced coaches, experienced instructors. I've been in Europe for 22 years. I play football. I know what is going on. Even to the extent of the NFF, our Nigerian Football Federation, it is chaos. It is biased. Most of the African players are playing in big leagues, but when it comes to national assignment, you don't see it is not merit with merit. Players are not merit.
Yeah.
So it's so painful. If FIFA and UEFA are developing football and African continent are diminishing, they are diminishing from football. How does it going to work? We have CAF, but who are we having in the CAF? Is it the people in the right place? No. It is people with money. Football is the only sport that brings all the whole world together.
Especially in Africa.
The joy of the world.
I agree with him.
That should be done in Nigeria, in Africa. Africa as a whole, as a continent.
Can I make a suggestion, Emeka? Maybe you and Harry could travel out to Nigeria, or different parts even, maybe spend some time analysing the situation and maybe hopefully the Irish government will, through Irish Aid, will support that, will fund that, and also we can bring exchanges, we can bring the coaches from Nigeria to Ireland, to the Republic and Northern Ireland to do some extra, as you said, seminars. The seminars are important,
Coach Danladi, you heard what Mr. Makiu said there. What do you think?
Yeah, I think that is a very great idea. And I want to believe with Mr. Nwosu. You see, he has said virtually all.
Yeah.
Nigeria in African country would have produced more players. No league in the whole world that you will not see a Nigerian player. No league. No league. As for 3 years to 4 years back, Nigeria have 1,200 professionals in Europe. 1,200. 1,200 professionals in Europe
Mm.
4 years back.
Incredible.
If Nigerian coaches are educated, more, they would have produced more. And believe me, I'm in Jos. Believe me, if you see gifts, talented player here in Jos have produced player in national team. More than if not Lagos, no team have produced players in national team like Jos. The present skipper, the present captain of Super Eagles is from Jos. Mikel Obi is from Jos. Moses is from Jos. Virtually 5 to 6 players are in the national team now are from Jos. But what is killing us is the education aspect. And Nigerian government are not doing anything about it. They are not mindful of that. That is not their problem. All they want, if you know how to coach and you don't have somebody ahead, nobody will take your merit. The players, they are not being taken on merit. You can see how Super Eagles are playing if you don't have anybody, they won't even invite you. So we need people like you, Mr. Ken. How can you come in and help the players, the coaches that want to learn more? They are coaches that they will not relent. They will not compromise their standards. They have what they believe and what they disbelieve. So we need people like you. Please come in and help us in Africa so that we can produce more players in Europe. Not only in Europe, even in the local league here, we can produce good players. So please, Mr. Ken, we need you. And I also want to talk to Mr. Uzosu. Please, people like you that have sincere heart should keep on talking. Talk. Yeah. One day, I believe God will hear you people, because we are really suffering. Even the grassroots coaches are suffering here in Nigeria. Please, we want you people to come in. We have people like you, 5 people like you. I'm telling you, Nigerian football will change. Will change, Owosu. I believe you so much, and I will get to know you better. Believe you, sir. That is my take.
Okay.
All right, Mr. Amusu.
Yeah.
Do you have something to contribute to this?
Yeah, I have. I think we have to. I'm still going to see how we are going to meet with Mr. McKay, because it's really painful, you know, when we scout players from Africa come to Europe and they play well in Europe, and back home there we don't have anything to talk about. The league is nothing. The federal government are financing the NFF. They are financing the African Football or the African Football Federation, which shouldn't be so. I know how much the FIFA, they give subsidies to African countries. What are they doing with the subsidies? What are they doing with the development of football? What are they doing with the development of grassroots? Nothing. But nobody is checking on them. It gives room for African Sport Football Administrative to steal, to corrupt, because nobody is doing anything to check on them.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
This year, Infantino was in Nigeria. I like Infantino so much. He was in Nigeria. You can imagine the subsidies that's received by the Nigerian Football Federation. What do they do with it? Nothing. The national stadium is there. Nothing is there. Until Infantino went to Nigeria 2, 3, 4 months ago, before they started doing things. When any money is given to African countries, let UEFA, let FIFA, let them try and investigate what they use the subsidies for. Because that's going to help.
That's true, sir. That's true.
But when you are not checking on them, then it's not. They will just keep on embezzling the money, and nothing is developing in African football.
Yeah, I see.
We know how much African continent brings in when they compare to World Cup. In the whole world, Africans are more crazy football continent in the whole world.
Yeah.
Well,
so
we have.
Please,
we
want people to come in. I think we will see. I will still look for a way to travel down to Ireland, because I'm in Belgium. I'm based in Belgium, and every 4 months, 5 months, I'm in Nigeria, because it's so painful.
It is.
I'm trying to see what we can do to develop the football, the grassroots. Here in Europe, you see under 16, you see every club having an academy. But in Africa, there is no academy for any Premier League. then what is the opportunity? What is the chance?
Okay.
But Coach Ebere,
Yes.
the problem is not about having an academy. You can have as many academy as you can have,
Yes,
but the
Emeka.
issue is
Yeah,
who are
moderator.
those coaches?
When we
Who
are talking
those?
about academy,
Right.
do you know what the academy in every clubs, when they develop a coach, a standard coach, there is no how a standard coach will not say that he wants reserve team for his team. And that is the academy we are talking here in Europe.
Yeah, but that is
We
what
have to
I'm saying
develop
now.
them. We have to develop them
Yeah.
How can
knowledgeably.
you,
Eh,
Coach Ebere, how
What,
can you
what
develop?
I
How
agree
can you
with you.
develop your
I agree with
academy
you.
if you
But
don't
you
have people
cannot
to develop it?
you cannot develop a team when you are not educated.
That's
You
what
must
Yes.
first of
exactly.
all
That's
be
our point.
educated.
What's the
That's
point
what I'm
having
Yes,
talking
you
an
must
about.
first.
academy and you don't have anyone to actually coach them there? Like with the education. Do you
Yeah,
understand?
Emeka.
yeah,
So our point, our aim should be how to improve the coaches or
Yes,
the
Mr. Emeka.
educators to
Mr.
educate
Emeka.
African players
Mr. Emeka.
and coaches. Yeah.
Let me tell you, when I'm talking about academy, let me tell you, we have the head coach. The head coach can,
yeah.
when you detect a good head coach will still impart some knowledge on his reserve coaches, on the crew, working with the young ones. He cannot do everything. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah,
In every
yeah.
club, they have
But
academy. They have head coach. Mr. McKill, when they introduce, let me tell you, in Nigeria, in Africa as a whole, there is no club that sponsor a coach, one coach for a coaching course, for a seminar.
I'm
Okay.
telling you, that's true. That's true.
So that should be our main focus now. That should be our problem. That's the reason why we have African coaches matter.
So that's why we are talking about African
right.
coaches matter, and we are talking about
So
the
how
CAF,
can we
the
develop? How
European,
can we develop the
European
African
Union
coaches?
to help.
What can we do to develop the African coaches? Like, how can we bring the education? I know, Mr. Daladi,
Okay.
you said something about we coming to Africa, maybe to Nigeria, to to educate. And
Yeah.
Mr. Ken said it, with his brother. If you don't know Ken's brother, I worked with Ken's brother for many years. He's a well-known coach, worldwide. He's a UEFA Pro license, and he's one time the assistant manager of the Irish under 21 team. So he's got everything, to change any education system in Africa. And at the moment, Ken, I think Ari is the head of I think he's the coordinator of the FUI ETB coaching course in Ireland.
Yeah.
So, Mr. Danladi and Mr. Tony Berry, I know you guys are talking about academy and and how to improve. But to me, with my knowledge, with my experience, especially with Ken's brother, doing with the FUI ETB, I would suggest to Africans, I'm still going to bring this up in this platform. I'm suggesting maybe we should follow the footstep of Irish coaching education, especially with the FUI ETB course at the moment. Ken might explain better, with this education. I think this is what Africa need at this time, at this moment. This is what we need, not only in Nigeria. I'm not even talking about Nigeria at this moment, and I have reasons. I'll still come back to that. But at this moment, I think the course in Ireland, this FUI ETB course, which I said I'm still going to enlighten you guys more on it, is the best answer for you guys at the moment. If you guys, if Africans, if you guys are ready to change the coaching education in Africa, I'm ready. That's why I created this platform, to create the awareness. I'm ready. And someone like Ken just said it there, like his brother can come in as well. So we have people, and with the help of the Irish FA, something might happen in terms of affiliating with the Irish FA. We can bring very good education to Nigeria with the FUI ETB. Can you enlighten them more about this?
Yeah, Don Laddie is quite right. He's talking about education, and this course is quite unique, and because it's not just football. The young people come in after school, and they enter the program, and they do other what's called modules. So they play football football is obviously at the centre of it, the skills, development of skills, but they also have modules, courses on nutrition, life saving, swimming with life saving with swimming. They also do health and safety. They work with computers. I think there's 8 modules altogether, depending on the course. And I think that's what Denali's talking about. It's a holistic development of the footballer.
That's
So
what
that
they need.
1%, as you know, only 1% make it to the very top, but of the game. But this gives them the opportunity to, qualify to work in gym instruction, management, administration of the game, all those areas. So they have a very high job placement level. It's in the 85%. It's very, very high. So all of them are working. And the
And
course he has now, this year's course, for example, there's 3 Nigerian young boys who are second generation Nigerian. There's a Congolese player from DRC, the Democratic Republic of Congo. And last year, Emeka will know that young Catligo from South Africa, he was on the course and he just made his debut for South Africa against Botswana.
wow,
They beat Botswana 2-1.
very
So
good.
Wow,
there's huge
that is
achievements.
great.
And he also, these are the African young boys.
And
along.
we've tell them about even the Irish players that have gone through this education and
Yeah,
end up
yeah,
playing for the
yeah.
Irish
But
national team.
if they go to big clubs in England, like Matt Doherty, the full back, he plays for Spurs, and he's an Irish international. A lot of them are Irish internationals. So we and on the international team now we have 4 players from the African diaspora. Bazunu, the goalkeeper, is plays for Southampton. Chidozie Ogbene, who plays for Rotherham, he's the winger. The young lad from Obafemi, he's Nigerian as well. And we've got new players coming in, Festi, for example. So there's mostly Nigerian, but we also have Congolese and a few South African players. But they all would have come through our coaching system. Well, most of them, yeah. So it's good. It's recommended. I could recommend that. I think that's something that we could do. We could, as I said, send Harry, my brother, and yourself, Emeka, out to meet the guys in Nigeria, and then can do assessments on what's needed. Because I think, as you said, I think that course will be very appropriate for what's happening in Nigeria now. That said, there's corruption in lots of different countries in FIFA, right at the very top, and Football Association of Ireland is not unique in that, because our CEO, our chief executive officer in the past has lots of money. Let's put it this way: lots of money went missing. There's a lot of corruption in Ireland, not just in Nigeria, and it's really, in terms of we only have 5 million people here. You have 200 million. So in terms of corruption, we're probably more corrupt than anywhere else. Yeah.
Right. So, Mr. Danladi.
Yeah,
so what do you think
I
about
want
this
to.
education? What do you think about this education in Africa? Or what's your own opinion? Like, how do you think? Because you live there, so I don't know the system. I don't know how it works over there. So tell us, how can we help
Yeah,
you, in relation to this coaching?
yeah, I want to plead with Mr. Ken to, in eradicating people, or in educating people, few people cannot do it. Few people cannot do it. I would like to plead with Mr. Ken, if it is possible, how can they have few coaches in Nigeria to Europe to give them knowledge? Once they give them knowledge, I think they should train some few Nigerians, train them. Once they train them, they can come back to the country, and with other people, he is trying to connect them together with his brother, so that in terms of communication, it will be more easier. So I suggest, if Mr. Ken will help us to come down to meet them for orientation, and for training. And if other coaches, maybe 5 or 6 coaches, they should meet them, and Mr. Ken will put them through and other thing. Then we can now create a platform that they can come and sit down with all the coaches in Nigeria and begin to sell the idea of education, because we need to sell the idea of education to coaches now, because coaches believe that whatever you know in football now will not work for you if you don't have anybody that will stand for you. So they are even discouraged to even read. They are even discouraged to do anything. So I'm pleading with Mr. King, please, I'm standing here in Nigeria to represent you people, because I know the topic is great, and we just have to break it into smaller pieces to other coaches, so that they will know if those issues are being clear with coaches. Believe me, the football in Nigeria will be okay. So, Mr. Ken, how can you help us? For some of us that want to come down and have knowledge in Europe before coming back to Nigeria, how can you help us, please?
Yeah, okay. Well, we have. When I worked with Sport Against Racism and in Saka Glentoran with the Glentoran Academy, really effective. What we did was we took Dubi Ufo, who was played from Nigeria. He played in Poland and the United States of America. So he did his badges with us, and then we sent him to Ghana to work with the development women's football out there, and it was very successful. So we could do something similar. We could, as you said, Daniel, we could bring over maybe 5 or 6 coaches. First of all, go over first and do the analysis, and then bring your coaches over to here and to Dublin and to Belfast to experience the situation here and maybe take back the formula that we've developed over here over the last 15 years. Yeah. I can work in that process for you.
Exactly. Can I come in?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're the chairman.
Yeah. Say what Coach Danladi said there. That's exactly what I'm actually thinking about. Because I'll be honest with you guys. I don't see myself going to Africa, especially to Nigeria, to do anything at the moment because of the situation in Nigeria. And I believe many people, and even to me, to ask Ken or Ken's brother to come to Nigeria with the present situation, I'll be honest with you guys. At the moment, I cannot. Right. So what I'm suggesting, and the best way we can coach Africans, coaches, for me, is for them to come over here to get the knowledge. Right, Ken? So what I'm suggesting is this: if Africans can come over to Europe or America to study whatever, medicine, doctor, and all that, why not African coaches, right, come over to study coaching education? Same way like you give people student visa to come over and study, because coaching is education. So this is the area I'm actually looking at. If the Irish FA could help us out with this, whereby we can, maybe not only Irish FA, right? So whereby we can get African coaches to come over and get the education over here, maybe the UEFA B or maybe UEFA A, because I know the Kickstart one and all that, it can be done online, and which we're still going to talk about if it's possible to do it online, right? But I'm talking about the A, maybe from A license, B license to A license, much advanced in ones, if possible, for anyone that's qualified to take part in this coach education to apply in Ireland, because at the moment, Ken, here's the problem, right? Most Africans, like we all know, like especially the professionals, we have a lot of Nigerian professionals, like Kudalad said, all over the world. And most of the time, these guys, they reside in the country where they finish their football career. Like Tony Ebere, he finished his football career in Belgium. Like his brother is an ex-Nigerian player. So we have a lot of players gathered in Holland. I have players in every part of Europe.
Yeah.
And most of the time, they don't speak the language, or maybe okay they speak but they can't write. You know, they can't take exam in the country where they reside. Say like maybe in Belgium, or maybe we have a coach the last time he lives in Sweden. He's a UEFA B license. He wants to do his A license, but he cannot do it in Sweden because of the language barrier. Like what he said, he cannot take the exam, he cannot write. So the only place he can take this exam will be in English-speaking country, which is Ireland, England,
Malta.
Wales, and Northern Ireland.
And
So,
Malta. And Malta.
exactly, and Malta. So these are the countries I believe that can help African coaches to get their qualification.
Yeah.
You understand my point?
Yeah, I agree. I agree.
Yeah, we have a lot of players in India and all that, and I don't see them even after their playing career to try to get into coaching.
No, they don't. Yeah, that's the problem.
Because
Yeah.
I live in Ireland, right? I believe it helped me. You know, it helped me even to this level I am at this time, with not even to talk about the A license now, right? But with the education, right?
Yeah.
So I believe that could help other coaches if they could come over, as maybe in Africa, if there's any way. I know the visa is hard and all that, but if they can give discretion to students to come over to study based on their visa. Why? So this is the awareness I'm trying to create now, guys. Maybe it could be possible for coaches in Africa, you know, with this platform, we can get coaches to come over and get their coaching badge. And probably maybe hopefully can be a year. So Ken, what I'm thinking is when they come over, we can fix them to clubs in Ireland. I know few clubs, but I know even in Northern Ireland, like the likes of Glentoran. So they can be there and kind of partner in internship. Is that what it's called? You know, for a year until they finish, they finish their education, and then they can go back, or and then to educate other people. I think that way it will work rather than for me coming to Nigeria or bringing Ken or Ken's brother at this time when Africa is, especially Nigeria, is hot. I don't mind going to Ghana, and I've been to Ghana. Ken, you've sent me to Ghana before to meet the Ghana FA, even with Mr. Francis Sutia-Tempe. And Mr. Ado, the General Secretary of Ghana Football. So what do you think, Ken?
Yeah, exactly. So can I ask you, are you based in Belgium?
Yes, I'm based in Belgium, yeah.
Whereabouts?
I'm based in Hasselt, the Flemish. Hasselt.
Yeah, okay. I'm familiar with the academy in Standard Liège. It's a very good system.
Yeah, I know about Standard Liège. I know. Even in Club Brugge, Racing Genk, I know about. But
they all have very good academies. Over here,
yeah,
they don't have academies like that. But the one we're talking about is a centralized academy where players from different clubs come together. And it's like there's 8 of 9 of them around the country, around the Irish Republic. But the one in the north of Ireland is really interesting. That's a general academy where it's residential, and they spend 2 years from 16 to 18 years old in that academy. So that's a really good example that you can draw down from. But it'd be easier for you obviously to come over. Why don't you come over to us first? Because you don't need a visa, and we can show you around, and then maybe Danladi, then we can apply for a visa for you, Danladi, and then you come over then and join Newusu. Yeah.
I don't have much for me because I'm an European citizen. I have everything, but we just need someone, because I want, like what you are doing is the best thing. You've really given us the hope. You've given Africa the hope. You've been doing it, but the only thing is, we still need some Africans to be at the back to support you in what we are doing.
Yeah.
So that you do the right thing, that we achieve the good results. So I really appreciate what you are doing, Mr. Makir, and I believe that we're going to do more. And the organizer, Coach Emeka, I think we are doing a lot of things, the good things that we really mean better for Africa and Africa as a whole. So, please, Mr. Makir, I'm relying on you.
Yeah,
it's a swing through from Belgium to Ireland.
Okay, but you can come over in the next. It'd be important to come over in the next few months. Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe in the new year, early new year, January, February, and
Okay.
because the academy's still running, you can spend some time with us. We can sort you out with accommodation as well, so that'll be good.
Okay, that would be good. That would be
Yeah.
nice. I will
Okay.
do that.
Okay, and then Landy,
Okay,
we,
okay, Mr.
if you
Mr.
if you give,
Mr. Ken,
you want to come over, we'll apply for a visa for you, but we need
Okay.
your CV, both of your CVs, so we can arrange that. Yeah.
And I'm suggesting, right, just to back you up, if it's possible, you can apply for a coaching course in Ireland.
Yeah.
Do you understand?
okay,
So that could
yes,
be even much. Or what do you think, Ken? Like,
Yeah, he can go up. Then lad, he can go work with Harry as an intern, and then
right,
do the course through him. To the
exactly.
academy. Okay, and Newusu, it's much easier, of course, because he can come straight through with his European passport. Okay, does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense.
yeah,
Okay.
yes, yes. And Mr. Ken, I'm very happy. I'm very happy. I'm very happy. I wish, I know within the period of time we'll meet.
Yeah, I
we'll
look
meet.
forward to that.
In the
So
meantime,
thank you.
Mr.
You're welcome.
Adeladi, you know what's gonna happen, right? I would like you to get get as many coaches and players. I would like to have a workshop with you guys before anything can be done. You understand? So,
Yeah.
Okay.
like I told you, I would like you to get your players, right? And they need to get on our page.
Yeah,
Do you understand?
that's a good
They
idea
need,
for
I will
Yes.
send
orientation.
you-
For
yeah,
orientation, it's a good idea. But
yeah.
so when you're doing the workshop next time, maybe Harry, he's in Spain now. When he comes
Oh,
back, he can you can go on a workshop. But
Okay.
he'll
exactly.
explain. He'll go through. He'll do a PowerPoint demonstration, a presentation of what the course is about, so you're familiar before you come over. So okay.
Listen, Mr. Danladi, did you hear what Mr. Ken said? This is African
He
Coaches
get him
Market.
clear. Mr.
This is the
Mr.
only
Maker, you
platform.
can put.
All right. This is the only platform where you can get this kind of opportunity. Did you hear what I said? Mr. Danladi?
Yes.
This is the only platform where you can get this kind of opportunity and get to meet someone like Ken McHugh. You understand?
Yes.
So we're here to help you. We're here to help Africans. That's why we are here. We're here to help the coaches. I know you guys, you lack, there's no education. I know all this. And that's the reason why I, created this platform so you guys can be heard, and something can be done. And I think FIFA need to step up.
Yeah.
FIFA, all this got to do with FIFA, because I don't see reason why you're giving some people least education, why some people are getting the best of education. And we all play this football. Football is a universal language. Football is one.
Yeah.
The same way you play football in Africa is the same way they play football in Europe. Although the system of play might be a bit different, that's normal, right? But it's the same round leather ball. So why giving some people like the Africans, why giving them the education? It's not relevant. Number one, with the qualification, they're never going to get a job. Even in Africa, with you have your CAF license, you can't get a job. So why giving these people this education, which you don't even give? I heard you said the last time they had a coach education in Nigeria was 6 years ago. Are you serious? 6 years ago?
Publicly. Emeka, let me come in. Right. He said publicly, because Mr. Wosu said they are doing it secretly to some people. Publicly, they refuse.
No, but there's nothing about
they refuse because of the corruption. Because of the corruption. But publicly, they refuse to open it up.
One thing about Africans, Mr. Ken, now I'm being honest with all the Africans. One thing about Africa, one thing I learned about you guys, you fail to share your knowledge. And even when you want to share your knowledge, you rather, want to ask for, for something just to share your knowledge. Do you understand what I'm saying? Guys, this is about time Africa need to share their knowledge, especially with those professionals or whatever. Don't keep your knowledge. What's the point having all this knowledge and you're not sharing it? And these are the problem I have with Africans. You guys don't share your knowledge. You rather have the knowledge and use it to manipulate, or maybe to get something from people, rather than just doing it for free. I could be on this show and say, listen, if you want to learn how to be a coach, $10, $20, why will I do that if I can offer this for free? So this is what I'm saying. Africans, you should learn how to teach your people for free rather than looking a way to grab money, grab whatever from them, or maybe an opportunity. Do you understand? Now, Mr. Danladi, in Africa, how many parents go into coaching?
I didn't get you, Claire.
This is about individual now. This is about African, the Nigerians. How many coaches? How many parents go into coaching in Africa, in Nigeria? How many? Because I know in Europe, most of grassroots coaches are parents. So how many parents get involved in coaching in Africa? Because when I was there, none. Parents don't go into coaching. Yeah. People don't go into coaching. They see coaching as, kind of, I don't know. You help me out. What can I use?
Yeah, they see it as something that is not important.
Exactly. And now
look at it. They see it, if you don't have anything doing, if you don't have anything, you can do it. They don't look at this as a profession, because the Nigerian government or the country, the NFF, have no respect for good coaches. We have good coaches in Nigeria, sincere coaches, but they don't look at them. And today I was together with the chairman of Coaches Association of my state. Right. I am with him today, and I told him about this program, and I told him about Mr. Ken. And in due course, when we have this knowledge, we are going to invite. I'm going to invite the coaches all over the state, the 36 states. We are going to sit down and we are going to have this kind of meeting. We will talk with them. We will talk about knowledge so that they can now translate it back to their coaches. You get?
That's the reason why. That's why I said to you, you need to get this started. You need to get all the coaches, and let's start this workshop first. Do you understand?
We will do that. We will do that,
and it's as soon as possible for your own benefit. I'm doing this just because can you help me out?
Yeah, I can.
Yeah, please.
I think it's a really good start, and as Danladi said, it's good that your coach in your county or your province is aware of it, so that spread the word. I think it'll start from small acorns, big oak trees grow. So I think it's really important that you spread the word around. Get a number of coaches for this platform, because they have to be thankful to Coach Emeka for setting this up. It's a really important platform that you can have the opportunity using Zoom, for example, to start with, but having tangible contacts between ourselves and you. So and I understand the situation next year with elections happening in Nigeria, it can be very volatile. So it does make sense for you to come over to us rather than us to go to you. So we can set that up and straight away. With Nwusu, it's easier, as said, and then Coach Danladi and maybe one or two more coaches that you can recruit as well to bring over. So okay.
All right, thank you so much.
Okay.
And just the last question. This the UEFA license, I mean the Kickstart one, the FUI Kickstart one.
They could do a Hardy.
Yeah, is it online? It's not online.
Yeah, I'm not sure, but it should be. But anyway, it doesn't matter. When they come over, the guys come over, they can work with Hardy as interns.
Yes.
Yeah.
But I'm thinking maybe they can, if there's any possibility, they can get the Kickstart if it's online. Maybe they can do the Kickstart 1 and 2 online. So maybe hopefully by the time they get to the C or B license, then they can come over here and get the right education.
Okay.
And get fixed. Because
Coach Emeka.
yeah.
I understand what you are trying to say by online coaching courses and everything, but let me tell you one thing: the safety is very important. Let me tell you one thing: you go for study, Mr. McHugh. I've already said everything. You've already said everything. It is the only way is to invite the African coaches, try and let them get visa and come for the school so that they can meet other students physically. They learn knowledge. Knowledge on online is different because you know the network issue about African network is very difficult.
Yeah.
The network in Africa is very difficult. Look at how many minutes, how many hours Coach Danladi spent in just connecting with us. The network issue is the problem in Africa. So it is better for them to come for the coaching course. Let them come physically and face other people and meet other colleagues so that they share ideas.
Understand.
You know, so that is also a part of trying to develop their mental brain and everything. Their skills. They see other facilities. They know what they are doing, what they use it for.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
We can help them. Mr. Maki can help them for the first grade, second grade, the third grade. They have to do everything by themselves to make sure that they are there. Because online course, for me, I will tell you the truth. Online course in Nigeria is something that you cannot talk about.
Okay.
They have to talk about it. Then you guys are not serious. If you need to tell me the online course is not some we are not serious because education nowadays, most of education nowadays is actually online. I understand coaching. You need a bit of
wait. In Nigeria, we are talking about developed countries.
I'm not talking about Nigeria, guys. I'm talking about Africa. Listen,
when we are talking about online courses in Nigeria, let me tell you, some people, do you know what it costs by buying data in Nigeria? Some people are having data, they are not even having connection, they are not having network to connect.
No, this is not an excuse for me. You understand? This is not an excuse. I know a lot of Nigerians are not that. I know Nigerians. Listen, you guys, you can buy your phone. Listen, Mr. Danladi, you guys, you can buy your
let me
phone
come in, Emeka. Emeka, let me come in.
No, listen,
let me come in.
No, don't come in yet. I'm the boss. Let me talk. You guys, you have the money to buy your credit and send and do your stuff, but you cannot buy credit to learn something that is useful for you online. That's not an excuse. If you guys are ready, listen, Mr. Danladi, most of the courses now are actually online. Most of the courses.
I want to come in.
I want to come in. Try to get you. What is the guarantee for you to come over with visa? You think you're going to get the visa? You think it's easy for you just to go to the embassy? Oh yeah, I'm going to Mr. Ken and Coach Emeka want me in Ireland. You think it's done like that? It's not done like that. So
no,
before we can get to that level, we need to start online coaching. I need to start coaching you guys with the help of the coaches I have and Ari's brother. We can do a lot of online coaching from the Kickstart one so that you guys can have the knowledge, not just coming over. Even by the time you're coming over, you already have 1 or 2 qualifications with the UEFA. Because at this moment, Mr. Danladi, do you have a CAF license qualification? No. So it means even in Europe, you will need to start from the bottom. And to start from the bottom, you need to start from the Kickstart one. So for you to come over to Europe, or for me and Ken to say, all right, Mr. Danladi, you can come over, I believe you must have gone to some certain level. Do you understand? So that's my point. You must have gone to a level to show us like, all right, I have my B CAF, or I have my Kickstart 1 and 2. Then we can look into that. Listen, guys, I'm not going to just help any coach just because you're a coach. Anyone can be a coach, but you need to show me where you've gone. You need to show me the level you've gone. So with that level, me and Ken, we can decide like, okay, you understand?
Mr. Emeka.
Yeah, yes, I want to come in there.
Listen, Mr. Danladi, please wait.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Emeka,
right?
There is 2 different things that we are talking about here.
Right.
Okay? There is difference between people that are always constant in Nigeria as South Africa as a whole. We are talking about electricity. Nigeria is one of the poorest countries in the world now. Listen to me. Listen to me, Emeka, please.
Let's make this
because
leave
we are
Nigeria
trying
out
to
of this now.
We are trying to help
leave
people.
Nigeria out of this now, because Nigerians,
Wait,
you guys are not
wait.
ready. So let's focus on other great African countries like Ghana and all, which are ready. Nigerians are not ready. Even, listen, I'm being honest with you. Even in Ireland here, most of the things most of the football organization or football tournament, or like what Ken said, the sport aid from Africa, we used to get support from every embassy in Ireland except Nigerian embassy. So you guys, you are not even supported financially. You understand? So for me on this platform, I don't want to talk about this. Might be the last time I'm talking about Nigeria. Do you understand? This might be the last time, because you guys are not serious. You don't want to get your education. You don't want. You just want everything to come to you for free.
Listen.
So you guys need to step up.
Listen.
Can you allow me to talk? Can you allow me to talk?
Right.
Please, can you allow me to talk, Mr. Nwosu? Emeka, Coach Emeka.
Ken, I'm sorry I'm taking your time, because I promised you 1 hour. So if it's all right for you to leave at any time.
Let me come in.
I have to leave before you go.
Let me come in, please.
And also, please, I have to go now because I've got another meeting. But listen, we'll work together with Coach Emeka afterwards, and we'll make arrangements for you to come over. Yeah, okay.
Thank you so much, Ken.
Okay,
thank you so much. Thank
you.
Okay,
thank you, Mr. Ken.
Thank you, Mr.
Thank
Ken.
you.
No problem.
Thank you.
Okay. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Bye. Bye. Bye.
Bye.
Right.
Yeah, Mr. Emeka.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I'm not against online training. I want you to get it right. And I am not against it. No knowledge is wasted. No knowledge. What you don't know, you don't know it. What you know it. I'm not against it.
Right.
Please. But there are people here in Nigeria that can do online. There are many. If others cannot do, others can do it. You get the point. Right. When we talk of Nigeria, we are not talking generally everybody. We have people that want this opportunity you have now. So please, I'm not against it. We are not against it, and some coaches will not be against it.
No.
If you cannot do it, you cannot do it. If you can do it, you can do it. Yeah, please, let's not argue on this issue.
No, of course, that's what I'm saying. If they want to do it, they should. If you really need something, you do it. It's like you when you want to get on this platform. Did you not try to get on, even though the network is so bad? I can see the
I try to get it.
Like, oh no, I have to get this done. So that's how it should be for other coaches that wants to get their coaching education.
Yes, I'm not disputing that. But all I'm telling you, I'm not against online. I'm not. I need more knowledge. You get. Anybody that can do it, he will do it. Mr. Nwosu, you may be right, but then it's not everybody that will not do it. You get. So please, let's not argue on this issue. Let's not argue.
We're trying to help you guys in so these arguments sometimes we need to argue so we can be on the same page.
We are all in the same page, all of us, Nwosu and me and you, we are all in the same page. We are just talking of but definitely they are doing it. Even in Nigeria, there are some studies they are doing online. You get. But all I'm saying is not something that we argue. If any coach will not go online to do it, that's his own business.
No, exactly, that's his own business. You can't tell me
you understand.
To Europe. You need to show me. If I need to bring you to Europe, you need to show me. That's what I'm saying. You understand?
It's okay. It's okay.
Emeka, but don't do the mistake that CAF doesn't. They don't even recognize CAF in Africa. Let me tell you the truth. Europe is different. Okay, let's be sincere.
Workshop is different. Do you understand what I mean by
no? I've always been there. I've been in and out. Okay, but the only thing is, if we have only few people that we can assist, let's assist them. Do you know how much they used to do ordinary CAF exam with the NFF, which is not official from the FIFA, even from CAF themselves? So when we have some responsible coaches that want to give knowledge to, let's help them.
How can you help them? You can help them through this online. This is exactly what we're talking about. What do you mean help them? How many coaches can I bring to Europe? Do you not understand?
Emeka, we are not talking about how many coaches.
So
you said something.
You guys is
Emeka, you said something from the beginning. Listen to me. You said something from the beginning. You said some people why do Africans always like to set their knowledge? You said you can make this call, you can make this program, paying 10 euro, but you are not doing it because you want to give them the advantage.
No, I can't do it. I rather do it for free and educate. And the best way for me to get
That's what we are talking about.
Yeah, so for us, for the best way,
I'm only telling you the issue that some people might love the interest, they might register, but during the course time, the network in Nigeria is different. Not only everybody.
That's not the problem. Okay, now what do you want us to do? Then we're not doing anything. That's not an excuse, Mr. Berry. That's not an excuse. The network is not an excuse. Do you not understand? Mr. Danladi, where are you calling from?
I'm calling from Nigeria.
Exactly, and we can hear you clear. So if you can get on us, what about other coaches? Of course they can. So that's not an excuse for me to say we can't do online because the network is bad. No, it's not.
Listen to me.
That's not an excuse.
I'm not in support of anything, right? But I want you to know something that we're supposed to start this program by 1 o'clock. It takes us how many hours? If Mr. Danladi has not been trying, sometimes you feel that, oh, maybe it's not serious, but it's serious. When you are teaching, when you're doing online courses, it's going to be restricted to a few people because we are not going to have so much people on the line. That's one thing I want you to know.
Hey, Barry, so how can you give education to these people, please?
What we are going to do is maybe the first 20 people we register online, then we do the course for first 20 people. No, not so much people.
Still, but what can we do if we don't do online? How can we help African coaches?
Emeka, we are going to do online. I'm only giving an excuse that some people might register that if they don't show, it is not bad because they don't want the course.
That's your problem. No, that's the part that don't bring personal problem into. What about people that are ready? So because some people are not ready to do it, then we shouldn't do it because some people are not ready. I'm not looking at those people that wouldn't do it. I'm looking at those that will do it. If we have 10 candidates, right, and 4 turn up to do the course, that's fine.
It's fine by me. It's the same thing we are still talking about.
Yes,
we just have to know
all this network, and I'm being honest with you guys. This is the last time probably I might be talking about Nigeria because at this moment Nigerians are, you guys are backward in terms of ready to take this education. This is a great opportunity. You had it from Ken McHugh. This is a great opportunity. You understand? So we need to grab this opportunity, right? And
we're definitely going to do it. We're definitely going to do it. Please, let's not, because of this argument, we should deny some people the opportunity to learn. Please.
No, I'm not going to deny. Listen, I've made up my mind. Listen, ever since I've started my coach education, right? From my Kickstart onto my UEFA A license, I've always been the only African doing this course. Do you understand? Right? So these are my motivation. These are the things I see. I feel like, okay, maybe I need to encourage other Africans to get on this course. Do you understand? So I have a good reason. I have a good course on this platform. It's just I want to work with reliable people, with people that are ready to learn. Coaches that are ready to learn.
But that doesn't mean coaches we want to work with. That doesn't mean that our Nigerians are not ready to do the course. We are talking about Africa as a whole. Okay? So there is no country that is left out. Every country should be there.
So when we're talking about helping Africans, please don't be specific about Nigeria and the network and all, because if network is bad in Nigeria, it's not bad in Ghana, it's not bad in Cameroon, it's not bad in South Africa, it's not bad in East Africa, it's not bad in West or South of Africa, only Nigeria. So if we're going to do some and it's not working in Nigeria, then we leave Nigeria and focus on Africa, other African countries. Okay?
Yeah, it's okay by you. It's okay by me.
Right. So, guys, you had it there. So we need to round this up for today. You know, I think you've learned 1 or 2 things, and Now you know you can do your UEFA license, you know, through online. And if any possibility, you guys can get in touch with me. I will leave my I will send my number, my contact. So if anyone wants to get on this course, you from Kickstart to UEFA, let me know, and we can take it from there. Thank you, everyone. It's been a great, wonderful afternoon, and thank you, Mr. Ken McHugh and Mr. Danladi. To the Berry, thank you as well. Thank you, everyone. Thank you. I hope you guys enjoy the show. Thank you. I appreciate that. Bye. Bye.